Hello everybody, welcome here, welcome back, whatever the case may be. This thing does not sit very well on me. It's small in some areas and nice and comfortable in others, but it's just going to be underneath something else, so it's all fine. I am getting ready today. I have a couple of things. Francis and I are going to be doing some background work in a film that's being filmed at Live on Elgin. So I am getting ready for that. And then immediately following that, right downstairs, there is a show that we are attending that we've already got the tickets for. So it was all very convenient. One thing right above the other, right after the other. So it's going to be nice. So I don't have to do anything other than just be in the background and be in an audience and everything else. So I'm going to just do a basic me today. I haven't done that in a while, just been basic me. I've been uneventful me, boring me, strange me, try out new things me, but haven't been basic me in a while. And I don't know if I want to do any kind of real specific colors or anything, but first things first, I did my super serum, which I like to have sort of under things, and then I'm going to use my e.l.f. hydrating face primer. I find that's helpful for me because I have all the wrinkly bits of skin and things. So if I can hydrate those, it does help some. But I really don't know what ingredients are in these products and why they are supposed to do what they do. I do worry that sometimes I try things that work against each other, and I've found some that I do and then don't remember which they are, so I'm doomed to repeat that. Now, I also have the NYX pore filler. I don't normally put all of these things on. It's like one thing or a couple of things. But I thought, well, I'm going to see what happens if I do a little bit in the areas that I need, because I have very big pores on my nose. So let's see if this makes any difference at all for me after putting the primer elsewhere. And then I have the face glue NYX primer, and I use that around my eyes. I find that's most effective there. But I'm going to do my base first. And I'm thinking, do I conceal first? It's been a long time since I've done these. Going to get a mirror down here where I can see. And didn't even do an eyebrow. Okay, should I start with the eyebrows? Maybe I should start with the eyebrows, which means I need to take my alcohol and my cotton swab. I say cotton swab because I don't want to use the brand names. And I'm just going to, because it's that, I'm just going to do like along where my regular eyebrow would be. I might place it just slightly above, but I'm not trying to do anything where my eyebrow is way up here on my face. And after I shave my eyebrows, this alcohol stings. So I know it's doing something. Let's throw that one away. Oh, I put the lid back on. Okay. Now, which eyebrows do I want to use? Not those ones because they're not open yet. What those ones? Oh, wait, they are. They are open, aren't they? But do I have another sheet? I don't want to have too many sheets on the go, right? Because I have sort of, tidier ones. Okay, that's bushier ones. Sorry, tidier ones. Oops, this show. Bushier ones, brown ones. I like to have a bit of a variety on hand. Maybe I'll just do the brown ones. Take my scissors. Hopefully cut all that noise out of fetching these. So this is what I do. I just kind of cut in between and then try to make sure I get that clean off the end. There we go. Those away. Separate those. It's good to have separated eyebrows. Now, I suppose they might be perfect for people to put just like that. I don't know. I think that might be the easy way if you get used to it, but make sure they're where you want them, because otherwise you'd be like a little askew that way, like a teeter-tottery. But I find I prefer just doing them one at a time. That's just a me thing, though. I have no idea what's right or wrong. I had Princess Cray, who does a lot of horror special effects, tattoo makeup, and then she enhances it and whatnot, and it's really cool. And that's the first time I'd ever seen like the tattoo stuff, and they had the tattoo eyebrows. I'm like, I see what she does, and they're so easy. I want to try these. And I did, and I really like using them. They're just really easy. You just put them on, and I add a little water. It's just this water in here, and then you push that onto the paper. You're softening the paper because there's a bit of a sticky adhesive on the side, which is why you want clean, dry skin to adhere it to. And they'll last 2 or 3 days. Like today, I actually had to physically take off the last ones I put on like 3 days ago. So it's kind of neat, and they're, just so easy to do. And we'll see if that's done it. Has that released it? Not quite. And I do them gently and take my time. And when you push in, don't push too hard because they will, as they're releasing, slide around your face and get stuck wherever they are. So those are the challenges. I haven't done anything disastrous, but I have had to sort of adjust some things I thought I would do. Now, here's a good example. See, that peeled up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is just take a sponge or something and just kind of gently tap that in. I've tried using my finger, but sometimes your finger will pick it up. You don't want anything that's going to be tacky or sticky. You just kind of want to push that back down and let that adhere. But there you go. One eyebrow on. That, because that's not the one we want. You're the one that I want. You are the eyebrow I want. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Eyebrow. Okay. Cut that out, editor's note. And now this is where I often will have my challenge trying to line up this in the same place. But it's the same issue I have if I'm trying to draw them on. I go, do I have them in the right spot? Is it too high? Is it too low? Is it a different angle? And for the most part, I have the same rules because my natural eyebrows don't necessarily align absolutely equally. I think that's going to be a little low there. So before it all really sticks, I'm trying to put it where I want. And I may regret trying to shift that around a little bit. We will find out. Because I get to the point where it is what it is. But if it's really disastrous, I have taken them off and then I've ended up with, just replacing. If one's good, I just replace the bad eyebrow. And then I have some individual eyebrows. Oop. See, yeah, it's down in here. Way down in there. I'm going to try and keep the part that's good, because that kind of matches. So I took off the part I didn't like, and I'm just going to try and draw and fill in something there, because that's easier than taking it off, starting again, or leaving it in a way that you're really unhappy with. But see, that's the thing. See, like all of that's okay for this. I just have to match this on that side. So I will do that later. I think what I want to do first, I'm going to put on my concealer because I don't have a lot of time. I have to be ready to go by 4 o'clock so that I have time to do what I need to do and get to where I need to get to. I use this brush here as a concealer brush so that I can just kind of get that where I need it without it being too big and everywhere else. And the same thing over here. Because realistically, I'm just doing this sort of as an underpainting. That's just going to go under my BB cream. Maybe I put that there. I shouldn't, but I am. Because it's just there. I have to do the same on both sides. And bring this down. And bring this down. And here a little. And there a little. Yeah, that's something down in there for now. Don't ask me why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm just like, what if I put something there? It's weird, but that's how I do things. Now, I probably, because I really want to try at some point putting the setting spray on my skin before I do these things and see if that makes like a good barrier before I put anything, as opposed to putting it on and sealing the makeup in with the whatever is coming off of my skin that could possibly cause things to slide around. So here we go. Yeah, her like everyday wear, I love the Rimmel BB cream. It has a bit of a sunscreen, which is nice. I don't know how good any of that is. And I don't know when things have sunscreen in them, how that means they work with other products. Because I haven't tried putting like everything I use with everything else that I use. I just experiment from time to time. But there we go. That's a basic sort of face on there. And sweaty, sweaty, sweaty. Because I don't like the setting spray after my eyeshadow. It tends to dim down whatever shine and stuff is in my eyeshadow. So maybe it's a matter of you put all your matte stuff on first, then put that on, let that sit, then put your, shine and things of that nature in. But time to start with, I think I'm just going to use white underneath the brow, on the brow bone. So take my itty bitty brush, and just kind of go in here on the brow bone. Now you could use something a little bit shiny, a little bit just tinted, like a little more skin tone. You just want a little bit of brightness underneath there on the brow bone to accentuate that brow bone. Makes it a little more 3D. And it also, for me, stops me from getting my eyeshadow right up to my eyebrow, which is very, very important for me. I think, what colors do I want to do? Do I want to do colors? You know what? Maybe I will do some oranges. I haven't done orange in a while, so that might be neat. What's good? Ooh, that's an orange. Let's see. Maybe I should start with something like that. Let's see what I got. I got something on there. I'm just gonna see what that does. I don't hate that. That's kind of cool. It's almost a peachy orange, and I find peach tones tend to work pretty good, or pretty well, I'm not sure grammatically which is better, on my skin with my skin tone. Maybe I should put a little bit of that under here. Because when you're playing, you just go, oh, where do I want to see some of that color? And then when you put it there, you go, okay, that actually does work very well. Or in my case, often it's like, well, I could have picked a better place for that. Now, I also want to go in, and I take a slightly stiffer brush. This is other color on it. I don't want that. So let me get my color changer before I just do something I regret. So I have my Quo color changer. There we go. And I just use that to take the color off the brush. Now I can go in. Ooh, that's really deep. Maybe I should just go with this first and see what that does. Because I'm just going to put it right here. Because that's still pretty bright. Okay, well, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Although that is kind of neat. I like that. It's kind of deep. So maybe. It is a very sweaty day for me today. There's a lot of moisture in the air, even though it's not warm. Actually, I think I want some of that here. I don't want to go too dark. Oh, we're at that time already. So, oh, now I also want to do a yellow. I want to do yellow. So I'm going to do this. So, I'm going to be taking my color changer again.
Hello, Takubi.
And Denis is back, so he's going to be talking on the camera now. Then, it's more of a yellow, although we're on the greeny side. Let's see. I actually forgot to put down my face primer, and I'm seeing the difference. So sometimes when you do something differently, you see why you do it a different way, but the way that you should or normally do, or you sometimes find a better way, or an alternative equally good way. So it's not really cut crease or anything. It is what it is. Yeah, whispering doesn't change anything. They'll still hear the whispering. Thank you. You might as well just make it on purpose. Okay. Now I think I want a little bit of that under here. I'm trying to put it like where I would normally do white, but maybe I still want the white. I don't know. But I certainly am running out of time. And I am going to do this here. There's no white here. I'm gonna put that in here and in here. There. Get a little bit of that there. Excuse me. And now I want to put on this, I think. Right, because it has that sheen stuff there. And then I want something different in the middle. So I think I'm going to go with my chameleon in the middle. And I may regret that. Maybe I want a little dot down underneath there too. Just a little hint. Okay, now the only thing I have left to do then is fix the, what is this? Soft brown, so maybe that will be the one to do it with. Nope. Okay, you're the ash brown. Yeah, they're kind of more or less matched up in some kind of way. That will do. And now I just need my, where is it? It's over here. these. I will put on some this. I don't want a lot, just enough to give me a little color. And that will do as soon as I put on some mascara. And I'm going to use Scandalize Reloaded by Rimmel. I should always start with this eye first. This is the awkward eye. You should always do your more difficult side first because it's easier to match if that doesn't go right with your sort of good side. It is what it is, because it can't be what it isn't. But that's what I have done, and I have no more time, but I do need to put on some kind of powder. Where is my... Okay, where did I put it? Where did I put it? Oh, for goodness sakes. I put it over here to be easier to find. But when I change things, even to a more logical place, I have trouble finding them. This is my translucent powder. I need some translucent powder. And I think I'm just going to go in with this big brush here and just put it everywhere. Just get it on there. And then I will take up there, get used to that, up here, and where. So I'm just going to take this little, mon petit éponge, and I'm just going to kind of push that in around here. Because the rest of it is fine. Fine. Okay, well, I've got to keep moving because I am severely out of time. So until the next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.